Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the South Sligo Talks, a community-based podcast bringing you local news and stories from the heart of South Sligo, here in Uncree Podcast Studios here in Tubbercurry. I'm Richard McCarthy, and on this week we'll be chatting about the Castle to Cave Camino with our guest Padraig Henry. Welcome, Padraig.
Thank you, Richard.
Thanks, man, for coming in.
Not a bother.
So I have a couple of questions I was going to start off with. I suppose tell us about the Castle to Cave Camino.
Well, the Castle to Cave Camino, this is our second year. It came about probably as a result of the COVID, and during COVID we ran a lot of activities online and had a lot of classes, so much so that RTE nationwide came down and we got I suppose 5 minutes cameo in the news one evening. And when we came out of lockdown, we felt there was a possibility of running more activities, so we decided for a challenge we'd try a 34-kilometre Camino. And we discovered that we had a beautiful route just on our doorstep.
Very good. That's some challenge for 35 miles. 35 kilometres?
Well, it is, yes, but I mean, Ross Donovan, one of the people on our committee, just said it's only 20 miles. So
I love when you convert from kilometres to miles. It makes everything sound so much easier.
It does, and like when Ross is saying that with a smirk on his face, you know that he's serious. So
very good. And it's been running, I suppose, how long has it been running?
This is our second year. Last year was our maiden voyage, and it exceeded all expectations. So we're back at it again, and we're April the 15th, the third Saturday in the month, and that will be hopefully will be the day of going on further. Okay, and
this basically started from kind of, we'll say, the fitness you were talking about there. Like, why did you decide to run a Camino? Like, what was the idea of a Camino, not just like a marathon, or like we say, like they have here in Tubbercurry, the road race kind of thing?
Well, I suppose you just named a few things that are going on, so we want to do something a little bit different. And there's beautiful scenery in Cave, Balnafad. We have Loch Nalabel, Loch Gower, Loch Arrow, and then you have Cave Hill, the birthplace of Cormac McCart, or allegedly anyways. You know, in round Cave there's so much folklore that the great thing about folklore is that nobody can argue with you. So if something happens, you can run it for yourself. We have Timplevany Graveyard. It's one of the oldest graveyards. On top of that, then you were just passing right beside Carrageen Megalithic tombs. Mm-hmm. And you know, when you look at all that, and we said, look, we'll give it a try, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. And I like the idea as well that, like, we'll say it's not a competition. Like, there's a road race, a marathon, it's about a competition. This is more a family event as well. So you would have a lot of families going to this.
Yeah, we would have a lot of families, and it's a strange thing. I know you're saying it's about families, but I was surprised last year at the amount of people who walked it on their own, and they were happy to do it on their own. And maybe they used 5 or 6 hours for, you know, meditation or whatever. But you had groups, you had families, you had every sort of cross sector of the community. We had people from 3 continents, about 18 counties in Ireland, and the youngest participant was 9 months. The parents carried it around, and I have no idea what age the oldest person was.
Yeah, but like you said, it's kind of a time for peace and reflection, and, you know, kind of you're getting away from the phones and the TV and the tablets and the whole lot. So I think it's a fantastic idea, and like we say, a lot of people do Caminos, we say, across France, Spain, and you know, the European countries. So it's lovely to see kind of an Irish one kind of coming on board, and you know, the interest in it. Would there be quite a big interest in it?
Yeah, there is a great interest again this year, and I think you touched on something there accidentally. You said that there's no phones. You're right, there's no phones because there's no coverage in a lot of the areas. And you'll be walking along a couple of roads that people can cut turf because Eamon Ryan wouldn't find those roads. So when you put all that together, it makes a mix.
So it's really off the beaten track. Like, it's not like the tourist hotspots and stuff. It's peace and tranquility.
Absolutely not, but it's all public roads.
Yeah.
But some of the roads wouldn't have seen much traffic since the Camino last year.
Yeah. Which is good as well, because it means there's an element of safety there as well, that you're not travelling along busy roads or anything like that. It's kind of nice and quiet, and you're in the countryside, and quite scenic as well.
Absolutely scenic, and we can prepare for everything except the weather on the day, but we're hopeful.
Very good. Well, again, look, this is one thing we can plan for. Regarding the previous one you did was in 2022.
Yeah, 2022.
So that would have been just coming out of kind of COVID and the whole lot, and was there, like, tell us about it. Was there quite a big interest in it, or was there many that did it?
There was a big interest. For a long time, there was a bit of trepidation because people hadn't a clue what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And it's only in the last probably 2 weeks that people saw the jigsaw falling together. We were very lucky. The amount of help we got from, we say, starting at school children up the whole way, how they all bought into it. Along the route, we have several water stations, with portaloos, etc. But we weren't expecting people and families to put up their own little water stations. And last year it was Easter Saturday that the Camino was held. So we were surprised to see the amount of houses that had Easter eggs out and stuff like that.
Very nice.
And obviously the balloons and bunting, etc., etc. So
yeah. And I suppose, tell me about the Eastern Harps connection. So, like, this originated from Eastern Harps, I presume, or?
Yeah, I'm obviously part of Eastern Harps. I'm the chair at the moment of the Healthy Club Committee, which is such a subcommittee of the club. We're on the go about 10 years, and we've done a lot of activities over those 10 years. We did heart screening there a few years ago, with talks on water safety. We've ran loads of several health initiatives. We did, in conjunction with St. Angela's College, a recipe for success, which was where teenagers were brought down to St. Angela's and shown how to, I suppose, cook,
Fantastic.
bake, healthy options.
Yeah.
This would be for teenagers who'll be heading off in life in
The college and all
college,
that.
etc.
No more beans and toast.
That's the idea. We had resilience talks. We have our own defibrillator. Each team has their own first aid pack. So this is all what we do in the Healthy Club.
Yeah, it's a
So-
fantastic idea, and like I love that idea that literally, you know, you're teaching them life skills. You know, it's things that I'd love to see happen in the schools, more kind of life skills taught, and like the cooking side of things is fantastic, but it's also how to eat healthy, how to kind of stay healthy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of would say the younger generation would say, you know, they go as they get older and kind of head towards college and a whole lot. They're not as involved in some sports, you know, than they are when they're younger, you know. So it is important that they kind of stay healthy as well.
Yeah.
And kind of it's helping them kind of make sure that they can stay healthy for their life, you know.
Yes,
It's quite good.
and some of those that took part in that program, they have said to me since that they've often used some of the recipes that they learned that day below in St. Angela's.
Really good.
And it's, as you said, it's life skills. And
Yeah. And the Healthy Club is every year. So every year you would do another rendition of it, or?
well, we're on the go, I suppose, every 365 days a year. So we're always coming up with little initiatives and etc. etc. We have a fabulous new clubhouse, and we run activities with rowing class there during the winter with teen activities for teenagers, Zumba, dancing, all that sort of thing.
Very good.
So
It makes a big difference, as well. It's a great outing for people as well, like to kind of get out and meet, and
Yep.
you know, especially in the winter as well, rather than being stuck inside, and you know, kind of you're actually kind of promoting activities that they can do with their friends and a whole lot in inside, and which is quite nice.
yes, and from Christmas until the Camino, we run, we walk twice a week on Sundays and on Wednesday evenings for people to prepare for the Camino.
Okay, and where does that go from? Like, so you do that from the clubhouse, or?
We do that maybe from the clubhouse or maybe in Ballinafad.
Okay,
And as you say, it's another little thing, another sort
Very
of
good.
interaction for people. So.
absolutely. And of course, like Eastern Harps are celebrating their 50th anniversary this year as well. I suppose, how are you marking the occasion?
We marked on it, I suppose, throughout the year. A couple of weeks ago, we launched it. We launched a strategic plan, and we also launched our strategic plan for the next 5 years. We were also very significantly, we turned on the floodlights on the pitch. We've installed new floodlights there in February.
Very good.
Sadly, the rain hasn't stopped since we turned on the floodlights. So
Unfortunately.
I think they're working, but
I think it goes by the name as well. They're floodlights. It's bringing the rain.
It is, maybe it is, but I suppose in another 2 or 3 weeks we won't need them until the back end of the year. But it's just fantastic to have them.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
fantastic
And
to
it's
have
great to see these initiatives in all the clubs. Like even here in Tubbercurry, we see the same thing. You know, the new floodlights, and it makes a big difference to the club. It makes a big difference to kind of the atmosphere as well, that people are getting out and they're using the facility, which is fantastic, you know. How are Eastern Harps doing this year? Are what's your kind of predictions for winning this year? Or
We're going well at underage, and when you move up maybe towards we're an intermediate, we're not just going as well as we would like to be, but we have promising footballers.
Good.
We're coming good.
So one to watch out for, definitely challenge.
Well, I just call us a dark horse.
That's the way to have it. That's the way to have it. I'm a Kerryman, so I know about plenty about dark horses. So I suppose I want to kind of make sure everybody knows about the Castle to Cave Camino. So how can people find out more information about it? So you have a Facebook page. I've seen that.
Yes, we have a Facebook page, and handiest way is just go on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
The tickets for the Castle to Cave Camino are available on Eventbrite. The link will be on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And that's really it.
Yeah,
It's,
and to find you, it's Castle and the number 2 Castle to Cave Camino.
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
The cave is obviously the cave is obviously Cage,
Yeah.
and the castle is Ballinafad. The 34-kilometre route, at the halfway point would be probably the old school house cafe in Ballinafad. It's complimentary tea and coffee.
Very good. And we have a map up there. So it's quite a long trek, and it's kind of quite a scenic trek as well, which is quite good.
Yeah, it's lovely. And I suppose, as I said, Ballinafad is probably the halfway point. So if people are struggling a bit, you can always get a lift back to the clubhouse.
So we'll have the taxis waiting in Ballinafad to get back.
But I can say that last year nobody got a taxi.
That's fantastic. I think, and it's the one thing I think people are, once they've got that far, they kind of go, right, we're going to do this. We're going to finish it. It's kind of like a personal kind of how would you call it, motivation or to kind of finish it. Like they feel like they have to kind of get to it. Once you're halfway there, you kind of go, right, well, I'm here now. I might as well finish it.
That's it. And that's the support of people along the way, as I was saying, and it worked very, very, very well.
Very good. Okay, so it's the Castle to Cave Camino. Details are on the Facebook page, Castle to Cave Camino, and it's on which date?
It's on the 15th of April.
15th of April.
Yeah.
And starting at what time?
I think starting at about 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Different slots. You have 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8:30. We staggered. It's a simple reason that we don't want everybody arriving at the water stations together, Portaloos together, Ballinafad together. And if you just want to say that we're very grateful for the Rural Development Programme by Sligo LCDC in conjunction with Sligo County Council and Sligo Leader, Sligo Sports and Recreation and Healthy Sligo for funding that we have received.
Yeah, it is very important that these programs are funded and like there is a lot of people behind it that back it now, from a county basis as well. So it's great to see, and fair play to them for putting their kind of wit behind it.
Yeah, they're 100% back it, and only for we wouldn't be able to. Then we have our own sponsors. We have platinum sponsors,
local sponsors and all.
MK Cable Financials and East Brothers. We have gold sponsors with Durkin Electrical in Gurchy and Henry's Gala Store in Ballymote.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then we have silver
sponsors as well. Okay.
Yes, too numerous to mention really, but look, everything's going well.
Great. Very good. And again, like you said, look, the sponsorship is so important as well to get this project off the ground. So it's a great thing to see. It's a great kind of event to hold kind of here in Sligo. So I wish you the very best with it, and I hope there's loads of people that will come along and on the day and enjoy it.
I hope so too.
Great, fantastic. Well, listen, that's it for this week. Likewise, we always kind of would say just to like and subscribe online. This will be on the YouTube channel as well. So if you search for South Sligo Talks, you'll get it there. But if you look at our Facebook page as well, and we find if you like the page, you'll get notifications when the next episode is coming up. So thanks a million for joining in, guys. And thanks to Padraig for being with us.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks a million.